Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us for this week's Thursday with AARP Wisconsin show. I am Amber Miller, your host. And just as a friendly reminder, this show is pre recorded, but we invite you to ask any questions or make any comments below on our Facebook.com page or our YouTube page, and we will make sure to get to them. Just as a friendly reminder to visit the AARP Wisconsin website at aarp.org/WI for upcoming information on events, information on advocacy and outreach, and pretty much anything that you could think of. You can visit our website once again at aarp.org/WI. Please also remember the AARP Friendly Voice initiative that launched about 2 years ago. It is free. It is open to all ages. You do not need to be an AARP member. And what it is you could put a request in for yourself or for a loved one to receive a friendly voice call from one of our AARP trained volunteers. Because as we know, sometimes it's just nice to hear a friendly voice on the other end. So if you're interested in additional information or to sign up, you can go to the website below or call 1-888-281-0145. We're also looking for volunteers. AARP is definitely going to be back out into the community. So if you're interested in joining the AARP Wisconsin volunteer family, we are looking for volunteers to help with outreach and presentations, advocacy, fraud and scam, public speaking, anything that you could think of that you would be interested in. We invite you to go to the website below, which is aarp.org/I12, the number 2 volunteer. And it gives you additional information about volunteer opportunities, including the volunteer application that you can complete. And then an AARP staff member will reach back out to you. So once again, you can go to the website below, or you can find this volunteer information at the AARP Wisconsin website. So today, Darrin and I, who you've probably known as producer Darrin, who is actually also my counter partner at AARP Wisconsin, thought we would do something a little different and have more of a discussion about some of the outreach efforts that we are doing and AARP Wisconsin in general are doing in the state of Wisconsin. So I'm going to welcome Darrin to the show. Hi, Darrin.
Hey, Amber.
Hi, and it's
It's a little
Darrin
different
is.
being on this side of
I
the
know,
camera.
and you're also kind of producing it too. So he's wearing 2 hats today. But Darrin, if you want to, formally introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Darrin Wisniewski. As Amber said, I am also Associate State Director of Community Outreach here at AARP Wisconsin. So while Amber and I co-lead our efforts on our livable communities and age-friendly work around the state, I also work with an awesome team of volunteers in La Crosse specifically, which is we call a community presence site. And so we just work on bringing AARP to life in the community and just events that make sense for La Crosse, and it's all led by the volunteers. So excited to be here.
So yeah, Darrin and I have kind of go back and forth about some of the amazing stuff that we're doing within the state. But Darrin, maybe we can start off because we know today's a really big day with the announcement of the Community Challenge grant winners. So maybe you could talk a little bit about, yeah, like what that is. Maybe give our viewers some insight on that.
Yeah, so yesterday is when the official public announcements were made about the 2022 Community Challenge Grant winners. And we're excited that we had 5 winners from Wisconsin. I'm going to pull them up on the screen here. So 2 in Milwaukee, we got the Neighborhood Improvement Development Corporation, and they'd received $25,000. Milwaukee Turners has received $15,000 for their project. La Crosse Public Library has received $10,000 to start a tool library there. McIntosh Memorial Library in Viroqua, not too far from La Crosse, just about a half hour or so out of La Crosse in Vernon County. They've received $10,000 for some outside improvements outside of their library. And then Friends of North Pikes Creek Wetlands received $2,300 grant for their work up in the northern part of the state. So we'll have our goal is to have these winners on future shows to talk more about their projects. now that they're able to digest that the work is set out. But it's the official announcement today. They have to now have their projects completed, or should be completed by November of this year. So a lot of work will be done between now and November. And this is a timeline that's been adjusted by AARP. It used to be announcements were made in the end of July or August. And as we know, if there were any construction projects that happened here in Wisconsin, it became a little difficult to get these things done. And you also couldn't go out, even though you were notified a few months in advance that you were getting the grant, you couldn't go public or solicit any bids until it had been
Oh,
made the official public announcement. So
yeah.
then trying to squeeze things down into a shortened timeline and schedule construction stuff just made it difficult. So
Yeah.
ARP listened to all the previous grant recipients and those who help administer these grants and said, no, let's adjust the timeline. So we're excited to learn more about these projects. And always excited to hear about the dollars flowing into Wisconsin from ARP National.
Mhm.
A little context: those are 5 winners. We had 120 applications
Mhm.
from 112 unique organizations around the state. So as you can see, it's really competitive. Through the process, then our statewide judges have to go through and select 10 of them to turn to the national office for review
It's hard.
and consideration. And so, you know, every one of those applications, Amber and I were involved in it,
Yep.
and every one of those applications was worthy of being
I
funded.
know.
And it's really, really tough on just trying to decide who those top tens are,
Mhm.
let alone who ultimately gets funded. And I know one of the things that our judges really looked at are rural versus urban communities and making sure we have a good balance there, as well as geographic location around the state. We don't want just all the dollars to be go out in any one particular area. So
Yeah.
that was a process. I'm glad we're at the public
Mhm.
announcement phase because it was so exciting to be able to just know that the winners were coming.
It's hard to
Um,
keep a secret. First of all, Darren, you know me. I can't really keep a secret. And when our office finds out, 4 to 6 weeks in advance and we can't say anything, it's real hard. But it's so exciting to see all the hard work. I mean, as Darren said, like all the applications, it's hard. It's hard to score them because we would love to give money to all. But I think the 5 winners for this year, I'm excited. And if you do live in the areas of the grants that Darren was talking about, which will also be on our website, we invite you to keep an eye out. There will probably be, a press release coming out through your local newspaper, maybe an event or something. So if you, want more information, you definitely can find that on our website. And Darren, if I could pivot just a little bit, because this I'm also excited about, is this year AARP will be at Summerfest, which we
what a fun
know
event!
we have been putting that on our wish list for many, many years. So if you, well, maybe let me backtrack. I always assume because I'm in Milwaukee, everybody knows Summerfest, but Summerfest, of course, it used to be a 10-day celebration. Now it's a 3-weekend celebration. One of the largest music festivals in the world has come to Milwaukee, officially open last week. So AARP, kind of our we want to say our national office has this booth called AARP Rocks, and you will see it at larger music festivals. A few weeks back, they were at the CMA Awards in Nashville. The weekend before that, or even a couple weeks before that, they were at this huge blues fest in New Orleans. So if you happen to see the AARP Rocks booth, which is very close to the American Family, so the large stage, we invite you to please stop there and visit. Not only do they have really cool interactive things that you can do, but if you show your AARP membership card, and then if you have not downloaded the AARP app yet, but you are able to get a spin on the wheel to win $100 gift card. So the booth will be there uh, this weekend, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then the following weekend with the last weekend. But I'm excited. I love that AARP is going to be there. I love that, music, of course, we know is very important to people's mental health, and it just brings people together. So I'm excited about that for this year.
That is cool. I
Yeah.
hopefully I can get out there to see the booth
Too.
there. A couple
Me
of years
too.
ago, that AARP booth was at the EAA festival up in Oshkosh, and so I got to experience it there and the
Nice.
engagements, and even got to volunteer. So it's a fun interactive time
Nice. Yeah,
for all of that.
definitely. And if you're not a member and you're seeing this, you could please still stop over there. You do not need to be an AARP member, but it'll be nice and hot this weekend, so it might be a good way to cool off underneath the tent. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then speaking of outreach and engagements, in mid-July, the 12th through the 14th, you will find the AARP staff at Wisconsin Farm Technology
I'm already
Days
feeling hot. I'm already feeling
in
hot.
Loyal, Wisconsin.
Yes.
We'll be there and just promoting our services under the banner of Protect and Connect. So we'll be talking about our fraud programs, our broadband access information that we have there, our voter engagement stuff on learning how to vote in your county. So, you can stop by. We'll have tons of prizes to give away. You'll have our volunteers, our staff will be there as well. So that is the Wisconsin Farm Technology Days in Loyal, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and if we look real hot and sweaty there, just maybe, make sure that we're okay. But we'll be drinking our water. But this is my first Farm Tech Days, Darren. Is it your first?
It is my first as well.
Okay.
I've never had
Yeah.
to experience it before, so I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to the opportunity.
Yeah, it's nice that we can, obviously everybody knows during COVID, AARP really didn't have, a chance to do in person. Of course, AARP wanted to keep staff and volunteers safe. So this is, after 2 years and a couple of months hiatus, it's really nice to kind of be back out in the community. So, yep, if you happen to be at Farm Tech Days, please stop over and say hello. And Darren and I could talk all day about all the goodness. Yesterday, actually, I had a really cool opportunity to stop at Milwaukee Area Technical College, the Oak Creek campus. Um, and it actually came out of maybe about 2 months ago. I went there. I was invited to attend a special ceremony for their older students. So they had one student named Ola who graduated at 70 years old with a degree in marketing, which
Wow.
love. And then they also, Bob, who is 88 years old, who graduated there many years ago, but has been auditing classes for about 20 years now. And we actually had him on our Thursdays with AARP Wisconsin show, I think last month. If you have not seen that, please watch it in replay. But AARP Wisconsin came in with sponsorship dollars to upgrade or activate a gathering space. So it was outdoors, and they had a beautiful rock etched saying, for this is, the older students gathering space. And I really appreciate they had live music, and some of our local TV stations were out there. But it's just really nice. I love education in general, but I really appreciate the fact that MATC is really working with 50 and 60 plus residents to ensure that there is education. There is no right or wrong time in your life to get education, and I think Ola and Bob were prime examples of that. If you're passionate about something, please look into whether it's a local college, a local community center, but just a really great time. And we'll make sure that we post some pictures along with this. And if you happen to be near the MATC campus in Oak Creek, we invite you to stop over and look at that beautiful gathering space for older students. So that's what I did yesterday. It was a beautiful day out.
That's excellent. A perfect
Yeah.
reminder that in a livable community, there's opportunities for lifelong learning. And
Yes.
while the one woman had actually pursued a degree in marketing, a benefit that through happens in many of the schools in Wisconsin, at least through the UW system, and I think through the technical college system, is the ability to audit classes.
I know.
If you're 60, 70, 80, you may not need a degree,
Correct.
but you still want to learn. And so, what a perfect opportunity to not only get in there, learn something new, but interact with different generations
I
of people.
know. I
I think
know.
all of that just helps to keep you young at heart. So
Absolutely.
um, that was absolutely fantastic. I saw pictures, you shared the pictures, and I can't wait to be able to go see that place in person.
It was so beautiful. It was just lovely. It was bigger it was a bigger monument plaque than I expected it to be, but it's just I just really appreciate all the work they do, and to highlight, yeah, the lifelong learners who, yeah, audit classes. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait where I can audit classes, yeah, for free too, eventually in retirement. But and Darren, I know you have the Fit Lot. You and I have been
Yeah.
chatting about that, and I know our viewers might be, what is a Fit Lot, but I know you have something big coming up with that.
Yeah, this was sort of glossed over a little bit due to COVID-19 and where we were, but AARP celebrated its 60th anniversary in 2019. And to commemorate that, our CEO, Joanne Jenkins, wanted to give something to a community in each state or territory that AARP has an office. So there are 53 of these. And they decided upon it'd be a fit lot. So it's an outdoor exercise equipment area. And these would be geared towards older residents, but it could be used by anybody. And so the local community would get to decide where it was going. Actually, the state office got to decide, what community it would go into, and then the local community got to decide where it was going. And so in Wisconsin, our fit lot is in La Crosse, the city of La Crosse, in the Train All Abilities Park. And if you haven't heard about the Train All Abilities Park, this was an incredible endeavor. I got to go to the grand opening of the park last July, um, and in that, uh, I think 10 years ago, a group of parents of children with autism got together and said, children on the autism spectrum have special needs in a park and sensory needs. And, we'd love to create a park in La Crosse that was for all abilities so that people don't feel excluded. Because you look at a typical playground for kids, if you have limited mobility or sensory needs or neurotypical, um, not neurotypical, then many parks don't necessarily work for you. And so they did a fundraising campaign, and I forget, the millions of dollars that they raised locally to put this in. And so they did. It all went in, and it's called the Train All Abilities Park there in La Crosse, and it is just a gorgeous place, a great place to take your kids or adults. But when we had this fit lot, we had a local volunteer in La Crosse who was also involved with the inner workings of the creation of this park, and he said, this would be a great place for the fit lot. That we're trying to build this intergenerational park for all abilities, and wouldn't it be fantastic if it could go there? So we reached out to the city of La Crosse, the Parks and Rec department, and they loved it. And this was, I'd say probably February or March of 2021. um, and the timeline for these things, it typically takes 6 months or more to get it through and get it built and blah blah blah. But the city of Cross said, "Oh, here's the catch. We're doing a grand opening of our park, and so construction has to be done by the end of June of 2021." And our FitLot contractor said, "Well, we're game if you can help us through." Well, it just so happened that the installation company that FitLot would use happened to be the same one that was building out the park. So that was a streamlined process already, that they had this relationship with La Crosse and could get it done. And so, needless to say, in record time, the ARP FitLot was opened in the Train All Abilities Park. Um, and while the city of La Crosse had a grand opening celebration, we couldn't do anything special
Hmm.
because of COVID. And so we are excited that on Tuesday, July 19th, ARP Wisconsin is going to host an open house to celebrate the opening of the Fit Lot in the Train All Abilities Park. And you can find information on our website. If you're in or around the La Crosse area, you sign up. It'll be an open house. The city of La Crosse Parks and Rec will do some demonstrations. We'll talk about their classes that they have going on. But then, it's ARP, so we'll also have food and beverage. But it does require you to register in advance because we need to know you're coming there. We just can't have an unlimited supply. So if you'd like to register for food and beverage for that open house, you can go to our website and you'll find that information. That one of the things I also love about the grant for the Fit Lot is not only was it the cost of putting the park in, but early on, feedback received from the communities was, we've got it in there, but people don't know how to use it. And so then AARP added on to the grant some programming for 4 years, that they work with the local Parks and Rec department or a local supplier and do programming on how to do that. And so City of Cross, they have a full schedule of classes that happen almost every day of the week, I think, or fairly close to it, that you can join there and join in the exercise classes and learn how to use this program. And we've heard from some of our folks in lacrosse, our volunteers and our members who have taken advantage of it, and they just love it. And they said it's fantastic. In on nice days, it's just great to be outside and use this equipment and just be out among the kids.
Yeah.
It's always helpful to feed off the energy of young kids as they're running around in the park there. So we're excited. That's July 19th. You can find out that information on our website at aarp.org/WI.
Well, this will probably be my last update because it actually really kind of coincides with what you were saying, Darrin. Is there's a pilot that AARP Milwaukee was chosen for, which is called Walk with a Doc, DOC, which doctor. So Walk with a Doctor. If you happen to go on the website, you can kind of see they've been around for a while. There's about 600 chapters, and really what it is to get together like a walking group, but have a doctor, a local doctor, come and talk for maybe 5 to 8 minutes on the front end about a topic. So it could be, nutrition, it could be, your skin, so dermatology, and then taking a walk with the doctor. The doctor, of course, is not there to give medical advice, but it really is to try to build that relationship with a health provider because not everybody has a health provider, and I think we need to keep that in mind. But also, you get to meet new people. You're outside exercising. So the pilot here in Milwaukee will be going on from the first walk is August 27th. The location is to be determined, but I'm hoping to get that finalized. So if you're in the Milwaukee area, once again, you could go to our website to sign up for it. We will have a walk once a month for the next year, both indoor and outdoor. And if this goes well, which I'm very confident it will, that's something that definitely will be expanding through the state of Wisconsin. But I've learned so much with Walk with a Doc, and I just love how it was just like created by a doctor because he noticed that people do not trust healthcare professionals. And I think it's a really great first step into bringing, if we got to meet people where they're at. So if we could bring people together, we could bring a doctor there to talk, I think that's great. So our first walk, once again, will be August 27th. I definitely know it's going to be like 9:30 to 10:30. You'll get a free t-shirt, I think the first 100 people. And once again, location is TBD, so you can go to the website below. But I'm really excited about that. We've been working on that for a couple months and have some really good doctors lined up from Aurora, Ascension, Columbia, St. Mary's here in Milwaukee. So keep an eye out for some additional updates on that. So that kind of goes hand in hand with the Fit Lot. I wish we had a Fit Lot, but if not, that's okay. We'll get a group of people to walk. So.
Yeah, and I've known, outside of this program in a previous employment life, I've known some other communities that have done their own walk with the docs, and they're very successful, and
Yeah.
it's great, just a great way to connect. And then speaking of walking outdoors, the last one we'll mention is our return of our Passport to Outdoors program.
Woohoo.
This is the second year that we are hosting it, and it's our way of encouraging you to get out into the incredible state parks that Wisconsin has, to get out and explore. The being a participant in the program does not get you access. You still need to buy your state park pass, but I think that for seniors, there is a discount on those park passes. You can find the information on our website, but by registering, you'll get prizes. We have a cool giveaway to send your way. And then, outside of that, every time there's a link for check-in and you record your check-ins, and we have prizes at the end to award, and that we send it out. But more importantly, our goal is just to have you get out there and explore, and share a couple words about what you saw there in the park. I think that is excellent. And as an added bonus, we'd love you to get out in your community, no matter where you are. But for our network of age-friendly states and communities members, so in Wisconsin, those are see if I can rattle them all off now. Greendale and Shorewood,
What was
Sheboygan, Wauwatosa, Oshkosh, Appleton, Wausau, La Crosse, Madison, and as of this week, our newest one is Stevens Point, which we even haven't had an official announcement yet. But if you're in one of those, we encourage you to get to your local parks and you record those as well as credit towards the Passport to Outdoor program. So you can find that information on our website at aarp.org/WI. Last year, we had over 900 people who signed up for the program. And then over the course, I think not all 900 got out in the parks or recorded their engagements, but we had well over 200 people that did for a fairly close to 1,000 engagements or interactions with their state parks and local parks. And so we loved reading all of that and what you had to do. And people took it as an opportunity to go out with their neighbor or go out with their grandkids. And it is just a great way to do that. As I was reminded as we had a visitor from in Wisconsin to talk about the benefits of livable communities and age-friendly communities. It's always great when people from the outside remind you of AARP's research
yeah.
that did, and Gil Penalosa from the group 880 Cities in Toronto. I said, AARP had surveyed its members, and they said that, of those that had grandchildren, they listed having their grandkids and interacting with their grandkids as a high point in their life and one of the most special moments. And so, here's an opportunity that our parks are out there. Get out. Kids these days, everybody needs to be out in nature. We all
Yep.
know the benefits of being out in nature, that it lowers your blood pressure, it lowers the hormone levels in your body and just helps to relax you and connect you and rebalance you. But especially, kids, they're digital natives and just, adapt to screens. And so here's an opportunity to get them away from screens a little bit and spend some time with them, and enjoy our fabulous resource of our state parks here. So,
Yeah, and once again, you could find that on our website below. And I
yeah.
will just a final comment here before we do the wrap up is if you enjoyed this broadcast, which is just updates and all the goodness that we're doing throughout the state of Wisconsin, then you'll probably really love our newly launched quarterly e-newsletter from AARP Wisconsin that's going to give you updates not just for the outreach but also scams and fraud and advocacy and other things. So we're going to be launching that probably towards the end of July, but keep an eye out. We just thought, we need to do the best job we can of telling our story of all the stuff that we're doing within the state and also your local community. So please keep an eye out for that. If you're already receiving AARP e-newsletters, then you're already in the system. So you'll get that starting at the end of next month. But I want to thank Darrin. Thank you so much. I'd just love to banter with you. I could do it all day, but also we could have probably talked another half hour or two. So I think we did a good job of highlighting just some of the things that we're focusing on throughout the state of Wisconsin. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thanks. This was fun. When
Yeah,
we first thought about it, I said, "Will we be able to talk for a half hour?" And now
I
I
know I was
realize
worried.
we could talk for a lot longer.
We could talk for a lot longer, and we didn't even show pictures.
Right.
If we showed pictures, that would be. But we'll make sure that that we post some pictures of some of the stuff that we talked about. But please, yeah, if you have not signed up for Passport to the Outdoors, there still is time. I think we've already had, when I looked at the numbers, almost 700 people sign
Oh my
up. So
goodness.
I know I was scared and nervous and happy all at the same time. So there
We've
is
got a
still
lot of
time.
stuffing to do with
We had a
envelopes
lot
to
of
send
yeah.
those sign
We
up
had a
prizes
lot
out.
of yeah, and just so you know, when you receive that package, it was stuffed by an AARP staff member, AARP
Or
Wisconsin staff,
volunteer.
or volunteer, packaged with love. So please make sure that you sign up for that if you're still interested. So as always, we'd love to talk about some upcoming events that might be of interest to you. And I know Darrin has done a good job of being the producer and co-host today. So here's just a few. Of course, I talked about AARP. Please visit us at Summerfest in Milwaukee over the next 2 weekends. Movies for Grown-Ups, stay prayed up. July 7th, another Movies for Grown-Ups, Grease, the original, which is the best, of course. Tuesday, July 12th, 12th, Grilling and Barbecue, a masterclass. If you're local in Milwaukee and you have a barbecue, please keep me posted. It's my favorite food. July 13th, lecture, The Fabulous 50s, or Were They? Now that seems of interest. And July 14th, Power Up Your Knowledge on Electric Vehicles. There's a lot of good stuff coming up both in person and online. You can go to the website or call the phone number below to register. Small Dollar Big Impact will be coming up. This is a monthly grant that we award to like municipalities, nonprofits who are just doing amazing things and have a really cool project idea that's innovative and outside, thinking outside the box. Applications, which is a pretty simple application, is due Tuesday, July 19th. So if you're interested, we encourage you to go to the website below, which is aarp.org/WISDBI. You can find the application and also information on past winners. For next week's show, which is July 7th, that will be a live show. So we're going to talk about an approach to fostering housing affordability. We know this is a big issue, not just in our state and other states, about affordable housing. So please join us back here next Thursday, July 7th at noon on our Facebook.com page or our YouTube page. And just as a friendly reminder, this is a pre-recorded show, but please feel free to ask any questions or make any comments below to Darrin, and I will make sure that we get to them. So I want to thank everybody so much for joining us. We appreciate all your support, especially during this Thursday with AARP show. We hope to see you at Summerfest or any of the other outreach opportunities that Darrin and I talked about. But otherwise, we look forward to seeing you next Thursday, July 7th. And until then, take care.